yeah, I guess the last thing to chat about real briefly as well is I played a bit of Gears of War on a PlayStation, which is kind of insane to
We live
say.
we living in the wildest timeline.
It's really
But
bizarre that it's not even been. I think when did Gears come out? 2006. Yeah, I think it was 2006. So like just 20 years on, like this marquee Xbox title that was used to sell Xbox 360s. You know, it was a game that Bill Gates spoke about on stage and made Cliff Brzezinski's career. Now is on an entirely different platform, and I think it's cool that more people get to play this. I think it would be weird if you've never at least tried Gears of War up until now, and you're kind of in this sphere. But so this is it's like a re-release of the old Gears of War Definitive Edition. So they did this back in the Xbox One days. They took the first game and like spruced it up quite a bit. Wasn't a remake, but it was a remaster of sorts. And they also added in when the game came out on PC, it had an entirely exclusive chapter to it that like took place between acts 4 and 5, and that was never available on console until that definitive edition, which is always really strange because it was like a good like 1 to 2 hour like not side story, but like addition to the campaign. And so now that's included here, and the version on PlayStation is essentially that definitive version, just with some slight tweaks to make it run at 4K and support like 120 hertz mode on multiplayer and stuff like that. So content wise, it's not been changed, and I think a lot of the work done to up-res it is more just like a resolution bump rather than like a big rework on how the game looks and like texture work and stuff like that. I might be wrong, but to me it doesn't look like that visually different, if that makes sense. Like it looks like an older game. It's just running at 4K. So that I was slightly disappointed by that, just because we've had so many remake projects. You look at things like Dead Space, which is a full-on remake. You look at even some remasters of sorts that have like skirted the line between a remake. This is what you think of when you think of a remaster. It's not a huge amount of difference. This is more to be like Gears of War is on a PS5, and I think that just kind of opens the floodgates to. I mean, they're making a new Gears of War. It's Gears E-Day, I think it is. Yeah. It's like a prequel. Like, that could not come to PS5. You know, people have played. And you could see, like, Gears 2 and 3 and all the others eventually making their way to PS5. Over. So, yeah. The one thing I am slightly disappointed by is I expected there to be some maybe really cool integration with the DualSense. Gears is a very tactile game. You've got, like, the active reload, which doesn't happen on a trigger, but that kind of doesn't elicit a really interesting like vibration from the controller, even though it's a very important feature in each skirmish. The shooting feels fine. It feels very like standard DualSense compatibility. It's like it's got the little resistive trigger to aim down the sights, and the vibration when you shoot is there. I just think, given how visceral and loud Gears is, I think there could have been more done on that front, and that's the only real like disappointment for me. But it's still Gears, and I think Gears of War, you can tell it was made 20 years ago, but it is still a really good, fun, like cover-based shooter.
It doesn't say how do you think it holds up?
I think it holds up. I think it's really fun. Like, I played through the first 2 acts, and I had a good time. Like, it's cool revisiting those acts, and you can tell. I think combat design has changed quite a bit since then, but it is still really fun to move from, one combat arena to the other and just feel the sort of like crunch of the lancer or like bring down a big laser from the sky using the Hammer of Dawn. It's just cool to see those things again. And I think if you've never played Gears, and especially so if you've never played it with a friend, I think you should absolutely like play this co-op with someone, because it's really, really fun co-op. And they've smoothed out one of the things where there used to be these areas where you'd hit like a loading screen as you transition between points. I think that's completely removed. So it's like smooth transitions throughout an entire act, which is cool. But I think I played a lot of this initially on Xbox 360 in co-op, and I think it's a really, really fun time to play that way. So I would recommend that if you've never played it. So it's cool. Yeah, like Gears is on a PS5. Weird.
was Gears of War not the game that sort of defined the? Oh, we got a surprise coffee. Would you look at that? Thank you.
Such service.
Was Gears of War not the game that sort of defined the cover-based shooter?
Yeah, I think when you think of cover-based shooters, you think of Gears. Like I think it was one of the first. I don't think it was the first one, but it was one that made that system a lot more viable. Like you stuck to cover and you moved around, and it felt good to like pop in and out of cover. It also popularized the waist-high wall sort of design on
that's exactly what I was
a lot of
thinking
shooters.
Of. I'm
yeah,
sure
no, that is attributed very strongly to Gears of War.
Yeah, so maybe not the first game, but I think it was the game that sort of made people go like, huh, cover-based shooting, you know. And I'm pretty Gears did come out before the first Uncharted, so I feel like a lot of games followed.
Yes, yeah. Uncharted was I think 2007. Gears was. But even then, Uncharted back then didn't feel like it does in the later games. Like it was very loose.
Very loose, yeah. That's I think Gears like nailed it. Where it's like, no, this is like a cover base. You have to get behind cover or you're going to die.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, it was like this game has a Gears of War style cover system in the same way that like Arkham Knight redefined how a melee system works, you know, in a similar way. Like games have that style of gameplay now. And I think since then, obviously, it's been a long time. I don't think you attribute a lot of cover shooters to Gears, but that was the era of them. You had like Ghost Recon had cover shooting. You know, you had Uncharted had cover shooting. There were so many games of that era that were just third-person cover shooters, and Gears definitely like set the standard for that.
I think, we just to go back to Gears being on PS5, weirdest timeline. I mean, like Helldivers 2 on Xbox, wildest thing is when it launched. The
I think they were on the same day as well.
Yeah, it was like very close to each other.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was that trailer, I mean, I'm watching it on an Xbox channel. It's like, opens up on Xbox YouTube. It's like PlayStation Studios. I'm like, what is going on here? Like this, to see that PS branding on an Xbox channel is just like, it's like,
it's super strange. Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same sort of conversation we'll have with crossplay where you young uns might not forget, but actually wasn't that long ago. Crossplay was just not a thing. It was just an unspoken thing of like, if you're playing this on PlayStation, you better have PlayStation friends because that's the only people you're going to play with. And same with PC and Xbox.
I mean, you only have to look back like 10, not
that long
15
ago.
years for like Call of Duty. Like for the longest time, Call of Duty was the Xbox franchise because it had the marketing deals, it had more players there. And so, you know, Xbox 360 lived and died on Call of Duty because like everyone flocked there for multiplayer because that's where the bigger player base was.
Yeah.
And when Sony started like getting that back and had the marketing deals and, you know, competitive COD was played on PlayStations, then it shifted that whole mindset to PlayStation. And now suddenly most Call of Duty sales were on PlayStation, not on Xbox, because that's where the player base was. It doesn't matter now.
No.
Like people are playing on whatever console they want and they get to play with console or PC people. That's just like we take it for granted. You're right. And it's such a new thing that like Fortnite got in trouble for activating it without permission by Sony. Remember, like Fortnite just put it on and they were like, look, we can do this, but the console makers aren't allowing us to do this. And now it's just a thing that everyone's allowed to do.
What is hilarious though is that I could be misremembering. This could be actual fake news, but it's funny where I'm almost like, we need to be thankful that Epic did that, because I think for the longest time PlayStation it's just not possible. It's just our infrastructure, and it's like, no, it's like, it's not literally flicking a switch, but it's like actually it's not as complicated as you're making it out to be. Like just open the floodgates.
It was all a money thing. Like think of microtransactions on each platform and how Sony and Microsoft take a cut. They don't want to be like, hey, you can't play with items you've bought on a different platform on our platform. We want a cut of that. And now it's like, I guess that's just not cared about anymore. Also, a lot of these things have been extracted so that it's very difficult to take cuts from anything because it like exists in its own little ecosystem. So it is weird. Like you're right. We take it for granted. It is a funny time. It's cool that we have it though, because I think it's way better to not have to be like, cool, what platform are we buying this game on? It's just like, no, play on whatever platform. Now the big thing is like communication.
Yeah.
But thankfully Discord
Discord's
being
coming
available
to
pretty
bridge
much
that gap,
anyway is
yeah.
helping.
But
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
answer me this: can I play Gears of War on my PlayStation crossplay with you on your Xbox, for example? Is
Yep.
that possible? 2025, man. Best time
I'm
to be a
pretty sure
gamer.
that's possible. Yeah. Crazy. Jumping in a lobby for Gears and not knowing which console they're coming from. It's wild. There is a weird thing though, because I think this is the same for Helldivers, but I know on PC you could log into on PC you had to log into your PSN accounts. I think on Xbox you have the option to. It's the same with Gears on PlayStation. Like when you first load it up, it's like, hey, do you want to link your Microsoft account? Do you have a Microsoft account?
Yeah.
And if you do that, when you unlock achievements on PlayStation, it pops them on Xbox at the same time, which is super weird.
Double
It's
achievements.
kind of wild.
Say no more.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing that was always rumored on Nintendo Switch when we went through that year of Game Pass is coming to Nintendo Switch. You're just going to log into your Microsoft account and all of that's just going to work. And it's like, I mean, that never happened. And looking back on it, like, what the hell were we thinking Nintendo was going to do that? But I think this is now the next play. Is like, no, put games on other platforms, get money from that. Because, I mean, Microsoft has seen a lot of success with that. Forza was like the best-selling game on PlayStation earlier this year, which is nuts. And in the same breath, you get accounts signed up for Microsoft accounts from people. You get information from them. You entice them to join your ecosystem. It's all a big brain like play on that front as well.
But it's so interesting. Like the people who end up winning, actually, like, I know companies make a lot more money, but as gamers we're winning. Like,
yeah, 100%.
and I don't understand. Like, you can still go to any social media post and you'll go to a Helldivers post on Xbox, and people are like, oh, but we played it on PlayStation a year ago, and it's like, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
Like, who actually cares? It's like, just the console wars are over. Just let people play
they're gone.
where they want. It doesn't
over.
matter.
Yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox will keep doing that thing where, like, even that, it's like Indiana Jones came out on Xbox. It didn't take long to go to PlayStation. But I do think, I don't, maybe I'll eat my words in a few years, but I think PlayStation are still going to keep their studio stuff to themselves in PC, which is fun.
Yes.
But imagine one day they're like, you know what? Microsoft's had it right. Put Bloodborne on Xbox and PC.
Sure, that'll be the day. Could you imagine that coming to Xbox before PC? There'd be actual riots on the streets.
But I mean, it's, if you're an exec and like, oh my God, we have targets to hit, I'm like, well, I can tell you how easily you can make more money. Just put it on, and Microsoft figured that out.
I mean, if you had told me earlier this year Helldivers would bridge that divide, I would have said you're insane. So I think I get what you're saying. I don't think we'll see like a God of War or a Ghost of Tsushima on Xbox anytime soon, if ever. But like Helldivers was a massive success for Sony. It's not like they were thinking, well, how are we going to generate more money from this game that clearly didn't hit on our platforms? And it's just really weird that that's the one they brought over. But it is cool. And like you say, there are people very strangely who are mad about this thing. But I remember seeing a lot of positive sentiment when Helldivers 2 came out on Xbox of PlayStation players hopping in and helping
to help 100%.
New players, like level them up and guiding, like sherpering them through the game, and that's really cool. Like, there's cool community moments like that.
Can we have more
to be had? So yeah, it'd be really good. I'm really curious because I think a Forza Horizon is going to be announced sometime this month. There's all this talk about Tokyo Game Show and Microsoft returning to the Tokyo Game Show for the first time, and a Forza Horizon set in Japan potentially being announced. And I do wonder if that is like the last big marquee title that Microsoft has, and now they've released, Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation. Does that come to PlayStation day and date? Curious. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
You have to believe that somebody at Microsoft, so we've pivoted from this. We'll end with Gears, but you have to believe somebody at Microsoft was like, guys, Forza Horizon, best-selling PS5 game. Can we not just launch it on the same day? Like,
I think it's going to be same day. I genuinely, like, sort of like a Call of Duty thing. I don't think they do the Indiana Jones and wait. I think a lot of those games that had like timed exclusivity were because of previous comments made during the acquisition, and I just don't think Doom simultaneously released across everything. So yeah,
And
why won't Forza?
maybe it won't become reality, but I have to believe that at some point, Sony go like, huh, actually, why are we sticking to this like old, thinking of just everything has to stay on our platform and like maybe PC? Like, what harm is there in putting Horizon and God of War and on Xbox? Like, there's a whole player base there that will play your game. There's nothing to lose, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and the thing is,
guess,
you still own the studio, so you're still making the money.
I guess the difference here is that Microsoft has a lot more to gain from doing that than Sony does, just because of the
for sure.
console counts. Like Microsoft is opening themselves up to a market of 60, 70 million consoles sold, while Sony's like, well, are we going to put in this work to target another 20, 30 million people?
Yes.
There's like two very different markets there. Well, I mean, I get it. I think if Sony was in a bit more of a precarious position, it would happen already, but I do think it will happen eventually. I just don't know when.
I don't know when, but I have to believe it will happen. It's one of those things where so we are going to land this plane soon. I'm just having a lot of fun talking about this, but think about BlackBerry. Okay, BlackBerry were the phone, like they owned the phone space for many, many years, and then they just refused to adapt. They're like, no, BlackBerry is BlackBerry. We're going to keep our phones as they are, and like, where's BlackBerry today? Like, I don't think that'll happen to Sony, but it's a thing of like, Sony can very quickly be humbled, I think, if they just don't adapt. And I'm not talking like next year, Sony, I'm talking like long, super long run, like in 10, 20 years, if Sony is still sticking to this thing and they're like, no, we will not do this. I'm like, well, why not? Like, I don't know. I just want PlayStation
I mean,
survive.
especially
like,
in this age where consoles are getting more and more expensive and the buying power of people is less and less. Like, I think Microsoft approach, people give them shit for this everything's an Xbox sort of campaign, but like it makes sense. It 100% makes sense if you are staring down the barrel of a $700-800 console and you're like, wait a minute, I can just stream games to this device I already have, or I can play the games I have on a PC or stuff like that. Like, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to disappear like a BlackBerry, but I think Sony will have to adapt to the new way that the industry works. On that note, there is a movie called BlackBerry. Very good. Would recommend. I watched it the other day. I think it came out like 2 years ago. It was like a biopic about BlackBerry and its origins. Really interesting. Would recommend. I think it's on Netflix. Yeah.
This is an Xbox. When I saw that, I thought it's genius. Like, people,
it's genius. No, it's a genius.
It's so
movie,
clever. I'm like, whoever came up, give that copywriter a raise.
I just don't understand why people find it funny. I'm like, this is great. You can play
so
anywhere.
Smart, honestly. Like, when I think it's because you could make it a meme, like, this is an Xbox. No, it's not. Okay. But it is. It's just a thing of like, every electronic device could be an Xbox, your TV, your phone, whatever. I'm like, that's so clever. Let people play anyway. Like, what harm is there in that? So,
the only thing they need to do now is bring streaming capabilities to more countries. Then everything truly is an Xbox.
Yeah. 100%.
In South Africa. That'd be great.
South Africa. So anyways, Gears of War, it's cool. Yes, we were going to do a quick little segment, and that turned into a nearly 20 minute.
It's an interesting discussion, and Gears is just like, it is the, I think we've said for a long time that every new game that comes to PlayStation is like, no, this is the dropping of the curtain, this is the one that opens the floodgates. Gears of War it is fundamentally an Xbox brand. Like, it is the Xbox brand. The only remaining one is Halo. Like, when Halo on a PlayStation is like, all bets are off. That is, Halo was marketed as, a PlayStation killer. It was the thing that Sony chased with Killzone to try and like take down. Halo was fundamentally one of the big reasons the 360 won in that generation. And to see that come to PlayStation, which it absolutely will, like, it's a question of when, not if.
Listen.
Yeah.
The marketing person to me is like, you can market it was the PlayStation killer, now it's a PlayStation filler. Like, come on.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. How long until we get a PlayStation 5 and a Xbox ad being like, this is an Xbox? Come on.
I'm telling you.
Could you imagine that?
Could you do that? Because you can play Xbox through a browser. So can you stream your Xbox stuff through your PlayStation browser? Has somebody done this?
I imagine so. I think if it's possible, someone's definitely done it.
It has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's an Xbox. You're playing with your Microsoft account with Xbox Studio Games on there. Don't see why not.
And yeah, okay, we need to land this plane because I can talk about Game Pass and I think that's genius as well, but we won't get into that.
If they're really smart on the copywriting side, they won't just put a PlayStation in frame. They'll have like a TV and a PlayStation next to it and just say, this is an Xbox. Like, are you talking about the TV? Are you talking about the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Sounds like a lawsuit just waiting to happen, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, that's Gears on PS5. If you've never played Gears, it's great. It's a really good campaign, and I wish there was a bit more done to this version, but I also can't really bemoan it if this is a way to just kind of like test the waters with Gears on PlayStation. Also, the multiplayer is just really fun still. So yeah,
Gears of War 1, the only Gears of War I've ever played on PC.
Really, it's a good time. It's a really good time. Gears. I don't think 2 and 3 came to PC. So.
No. It's funny that's the only reason I played is because I didn't own an Xbox. I'm like, okay, well, there's Gears of War 1 through 4 at the time, and I played. I'm like, but let me play Gears 1. Oh, it's really cool. It's a shame I can't play anything past it.
If I'm not mistaken, 4 and 5 are on PC, but yeah, 2 and 3 are just missing. Yeah. 2, 3, and Judgments are not on PC. It would be cool to see them come to PC, but there's been a lot of rumors about definitive editions being done for those two as well, so that would be cool. Because I think Gears of War 2 specifically is a really good campaign. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. So
nice.